bit later tonight. Family time ran a little bit longer, and then my microphone appeared not to be working, so I went and got another cord and had the cord handy in case it didn't work when we went live, and then it came on, so that's good. Mic's working. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Saturday Night Jaw Harp Live. We were playing Jaw Harp style musical instruments from around the world. Drinking some honeybush tea tonight. I've been getting into teas that don't contain caffeine, and that's one of them I decided to try today. It's pretty flavorful, although I can't taste it too much. My nose is a little messed up. It's about 9 degrees outside right now. Yap is first again. Congrats. How's it been? What have you been up to in Jaw Harp and life since last Saturday? Yeah, I do believe you were probably first commenter last time. I do believe it's Yap TV. TDS Harper, Harp, and y'all. Yeah, hello. Harp back at you. Playing. This is a Nepalese Merchunga with a trigger like a drimba. I got this from Dernovoy. He went on a trip to Norway and sold some of his personal instruments. This is one of them. And for a Merchunga, the gaps are about Gorka Morchung thickness, so they're not super duper tight. But man, the clarity on it's really nice. George Pacheco, hey, how you doing? Austin Lee says, thank you for the 432 harps. It's beautiful. Oh, cool. Was that a Haretdinov 432? Oh, Goswami. Oh, hello. Welcome. I see your comments a lot. Thank you for all your comments. And as Sputnika says, have you ever tried to play jaw harp to music that doesn't feature jaw harp? That's a good question. I do have the album that's going to be coming out. I heard 2 tracks off the album yesterday, rough cuts of it, where Miles Boysen, who used to be the guitarist for Tom Waits, went and played guitar over the top. It sounded really cool. But let's see. Last night I was playing a jaw harp to some country music, just as it played, and then also to some pop music. Just trying to, I wasn't even in the right key for the song. I was just trying to follow the beat of it, figure out where the timing of it and what fits, and play things that were supportive to it. So I've tried playing jaw harp along with things. Let's see. Hello, buddy from Kennesaw. Oh, cool. How's the weather up in Wisconsin? It's getting down to 9 tonight. It was 12 today. Warmed up, I think, to 15 or 18 degrees. Wind blew hard. It's pretty cool here, but we have not dropped below 0. For those of you out there who are Celsius, it's getting down to negative 13.3 degrees Celsius, I believe would be 9 Fahrenheit would be around 13 degrees. There's a Haretdinov Phoenix. Oh, nice. Those are really nice harps. Really like this harp. The Nepalese Merchunga. I've never seen one. I'll have to see if I can find any like this, because these are like Morchung thickness and quality. Really liked it. Although I don't know if Dernovoy hooked the trigger when I'm playing it. It feels very Gorka like to me. In like the clean version of the Gorkas without the draws. It feels very Gorka like. So I'll play it like I play a Gorka a lot of times, and I end up snapping myself right in the teeth with it last night. Where's a Gorka? I can't believe I don't have one handy. Oh, there. Funny, I always have a Gorka handy, and I don't have one actually. But I was playing it like a Gorka, where on Gorka Morchung, I will bounce them and stroke it on the inward stroke, the toward stroke, and the outward with my finger from the rest position. It's a Bagvana brass Morchung. They're really, really super pretty. Some cleanup you got to do on some of them. I did some grinding along there and smoothing to take the decorations off there. But yeah, I did that. I played this harp like that, and that has like a Drimba hook trigger. If I pulled it, I ended up hitting it here. It pulled away from my teeth and it slapped me right in the teeth, which is the second time I've been harp. I'm going to start referring to that as harp slapped because I did it, I think, when I made that long form video for Friday. I think that's the one where I snapped myself in the teeth too. So I've been fairly lucky hitting myself in the tips of the teeth. However, if that keeps occurring every time I play the harp, it would eventually damage my teeth because I don't worry so much about the reed hitting and breaking my teeth unless it would be like a Morsing or super high pitch Morchung with a really aggressive reed. What I worry most about harps damaging teeth is if you play outward, inward and outward, plucking it fast, you get careless, you get relaxed. If you have the harp pulled away from your face and comes springing back, bam, bam. I don't want it to get that because then you have the full weight of the harp. I've had that happen probably at least 7 or maybe even as many as 10 times with my Glazerin Star. And the Glazerin Star is one that a harp that I think like, oh yeah, that thing can hurt you because it's got a long, medium stiff reed. It doesn't feel really stiff when you play it, but it's pretty stiff for its length. So it's got a lot of snap. It can really build up. Can't wait for your techno of it. Oh yeah, that was just like a 5-minute video. I did one on trying to make a techno without plucking fast, and then I'm going to do one next week. I'm going to try plucking fast, which isn't really my forte. A lot of people do really, really cool techno, like playing the harp outward, but I haven't really got good at that, so I'm going to be practicing that a little bit this week. TDS Harper loves the Star. Oh, cool, yeah. And one thing that's good about Glazerin harps, they're super easy to fix. Most of the time, they're not super melodic. So if you do have to fix them, you don't have to worry about getting them absolutely perfect. When you, if you deform a Mun harp, or if you have a reed and it deforms off to the side a little bit or gets loose on the side and you have to readjust it by taking and tapping on the block. You can tap on the block to move it, and you can also lightly move arms. That can be a little dicey because as you're tapping on things, things can twist or things can move up, and then you lose your melodic quality. On a Glazerin, they don't have that melodic clarity, so it doesn't matter if you get them absolutely, absolutely flat. But it will make it louder if it's absolutely flat. Orchard Guy 80 says, I have some rust spots on some molars that will make sore spots on my tongue. Makes it hard to play sometimes. Oh, well, good luck with that. Oh, yeah, Biplop Goswami says, Star Vargan hits many times, so painful. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you're Star Vargan, I don't have one handy. It's somewhere. I put it somewhere. I have a Lighthouse that I kept for myself several years ago. We haven't really been selling Lighthouse on the Harpery. The Glazerin are kind of hard and a pain to get. But here is a Lighthouse, which has a similar ending to the Glazerin. You can get this pinchy area right here where it's like a scissor. If it's cutting your lips, first thing I would do is the knee bends. If this knee bend comes into contact with your lip, it's going to rub and it's going to draw blood. Take and dull just right there. Hold your fingers on the trigger. Don't hold it back here because we don't want to dull where we're in the embouchure where we're producing sound. We can dull the very, very tip. So pry it forward and keep your finger there so you don't go in any further, and take some sandpaper or a file and dull that there, because that doesn't need to be sharp, because they do come kind of sharp and things flow better and sound better when they're not sharp. So you can take a little bit off there. Now, if it's tuned, it is going to start raising the pitch. It's going to raise the pitch anyways, but if it's untuned and you don't care about the pitch change, that's cool. You could also bring it back down with beeswax, but yeah, smooth that off there. Boom. And then this end part, see if I can get this right. Follow my finger right there, right at the end there. What I do with harps I make and with harps that I keep in my collection, this one I haven't, this one I've left original, is I take a triangular 3-square file and I just dress the inside of that and just lightly bevel it. I don't have anything to draw with, or do I? I don't have anything to draw with, so I won't be drawing. But yes, you want to bevel that. So instead of it going straight across and forming this excellent scissor shear We're going to bevel the inside of this. See where my fingers are? Boom, I'd be removing that little bit of metal there. Not only will that take some clicks out if the harp is prone to a little bit of wobble like some harps are, because most of your side deflection occurs within the knee bend area, but it also will make it so it's not like a scissor, because if that pinches there, that's a scissor. You're also can be drawing blood from the sides of the reed, which are sharp. Needs dulling. Yes. Man, I wish I could have just said that, but no, I have to go into a long form explanation. But sometimes the explanation is part of the journey. It's fun. Us Bebs, especially Grandpa Beb, he was an explainer. I would go with him to a state auction. They lived a ways away from an auction place as well. But I'd go with him to auctions, and we'd look at different things, old tools and stuff, and he'd explain about what the tool was used for, when it came out, like the places in America that made it. But yeah, we'll play a Glazerin. I don't play a lot of Glazerin. The one that I play the most is probably this Lighthouse. Years ago when we sold Glazerin on the Harpery, one came and it had some pretty good rust. It actually pitted it. It had some rust there, and I didn't want to sell it. So I'm like, I'll just throw it in the collection. I don't have a Lighthouse. Aunt Joanne, hello. How is Texas? How is the great down yonder? Is it nice down there, or has a cold spell moved in? Oftentimes, Kansas will get, super cold, and then down into Texas, they'll have cold weather blow through as part of our system or surrounding states. Seems like we get a lot of our winter storms coming off the Rockies here in Kansas. Western Kansas will get more of the winter storm, and then when it gets out here to central, it'll have died down a little bit. Cold's moving in. Oh, cool. Welcome the cold. I went outside yesterday. I'm like, welcome winter. You're finally here. Because it's been like, I think in December we had several days where it was in the 70s, or like, I think 73 or 76. It was the hottest day ever recorded in the town I'm in central Kansas. Windy. Nice. Go out and thank the wind. It goes and it stirs things up and moves the leaves around, and it prunes the trees as well. Those winds come through and knock off the branches that are dead. Oh, hello there. That's kind of challenging to do dry. It's like I don't know if you can hear. I don't know if the mic's picking up all those little breaths. But let me know, is the quality of the feed better when I do the live uploads in the chillery, or is it still the same during the live upload as when I used to do in the Harpery? TDS Harper said we've had some weird weather days as well. It hasn't snowed much yet in this part of the Pacific Northwest. Our luck, it will snow in June, but February will be unseasonably warm. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Weather be changing. That it does. There I'm doing the third finger muting, not the middle finger. It's far enough tucked back that I don't want to slide my middle finger clear down there, because I'm wanting to strike right on the beginning here. And I'll just hold my breath in that. So there's intervals where I'm muting and intervals where I'm just floating out here. I have another harp. I want something a little bit more mutable. I think there I was down near G or G1 sharp. I'm going to come up to A1. Oh, that's super, super mutable. Oh, yeah, the harps are cold. The harps, the harp, it needs to warm up a little bit, get up to body temperature. So sometimes if I put the harp in and it feels cold and also the sound feels a little bit diminished, like the harp doesn't want to move, I won't force it to move. I'll take it out and I'll warm it up in my hands. So I'm going to just blow on the harp, warm it up, get it up to body temperature. Then it wants to flex better. Yeah, that technique I was doing on the Lighthouse involves a lot of muting. And Glazerin are okay for muting, especially the bassier, longer Glazerin are okay for muting nearer to the beginning or near to the start of the reed. But for easy, good muting where you're actually striking the frame and brushing it, nothing seems to be better than like this shape here, where you have cutouts on both sides. You're not flat on the front. There's a little bit of distance, so you can work off the frame instead of having to brush near the reed or hit the actual reed in its rested position. Take 2 to 3 pieces of ginger and chew to stop coughing. Oh yeah, that would be a good thing. Maybe I'd get ginger chews actually from Vita Villa, but if I have a ginger chew, I won't be able to play the harp without salivating a bunch. But yeah, it's been drier out. My nose is kind of congested too. Oh, that'd be a good idea. I wonder if ginger tea helps with coughs and dryness in the throat and the nose. Yeah, ginger. That was an on point suggestion. Thank you for that. Orchard Guy 80 says his Glazerin Aria is pretty good for muting. Nice and bassy. Oh, cool. Nice. I don't know where I have I think it's a Glazerin Yakut. It's not an actual harp from the Saha, but it's a Glazerin. I think it's called the Yakut. It's either a Yakut or a Mongol, which was really bassy. It sounds like a Dan Moy, but I haven't played it a whole bunch. What Wild Bill Alaska. I can't. I won't read that comment for the live. That's funny. I like that. I'm going, yo, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 yo, yeah, but I'm doubling it. Yo, yeah, yo, yeah, yo, yeah, yo, yeah. And I start throwing in the mutes here. Woo! Oh, I really, really enjoyed that harp. And that's one thing I do love about the Glazern, or not the Glazern, but the Zalagi, is that this one in particular, this A1 that I have in my collection, not only is the sound really good, not super melodic, still saturated and crackling as the Zalagi are, but I can hit this reed so super hard, not worried about breaking it. Although if I did break this particular one, I'd be super sad. But I don't play any of my harps probably that aggressive. Maybe the harps I make, I'll play that aggressive. The reeds on them are really tolerant. We'll play one more harp and wrap this up. I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Make sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, and keep them well. But most of all, be good to each other. I love y'all. Harp out, and I will see you next Saturday for Saturday night. Y'all harp live. Man, I like that harp too. I could stay playing for a while. Maybe this video will just never end. And that'll be okay. We'll just keep the video going forever. Oh, I was gonna say something. This one Zalagi that's my favorite. Not all the Zalagi play exactly how I like them. Sometimes they'll play a little bit clicky, but what I'll do is I'll adjust and take the clicking out. This one actually came, it got damaged in shipping, and I fixed it, and it played really, really well. So if anybody has any harps out there that they think play clicky, whether they're Morchung or Vargan or Zalagi or whatever, or if you've dropped your harps or need them repaired, get a hold of me. You can send a message to bebcorp1@gmail.com or at theharpery@gmail.com, and he'll forward it to me. But yeah, if you have harps that need adjusted, tuned, anything like that, go ahead and send them in. Not really reed replacements. I don't really have time for reed replacements, but simple harp adjustments I can do. So anyways, I love y'all. Harp out. There are lots of comments on beverages down there. The beverage I'm drinking is honeybush tea. It's not bad. As a soothing taste, kind of comparable to the Rubio's tea, which I think is also a South African tea. But the Rubio's tea is much more reminds me of like almonds or walnuts or some type of nut flavor. Anyways, I love y'all. Harp out. Love y'all. Harp out. Adios.